Welcome everybody, it's Friday, I'm BJ, and this is the weekly WP Roundup with BJ. It is a big week, y'all. We have had an absolutely huge week in WordPress here. We have got so much stuff going on. WP 5.0 came out, Gutenberg was released, we have a new Divi update to go with Gutenberg, and we have finally released the new Divi Builder experience that we've been waiting on for a while. So it is huge, and not to mention that, WordCamp US is going on right now in Nashville, Tennessee. It's just an absolutely crazy week, and that's not even touching on the tutorials and resources as well that we've got going on. So let's dig in and get to it. If you guys are new here or joining in for the first time, maybe second, the way that we do things is we go through the news and the tutorials and all the resources, and there are links in the description of this video that you can click through and give those content creators some love. If you want to talk in the comments, that's wonderful. This is a very interactive show. We try to do a stream where we all get to know each other and talk about what was going on in the week for you. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, really I want to try to have a discussion as much as possible, and then just have this curated list of things that you can check out on your own. So thank you for tuning in, and let's dig in and look at some of the amazing things that were happening this week in WordPress. So I see some people commenting. I see Amy on Facebook. Hello. I see Uncle Social. And no, that is absolutely a lie, Uncle Social in YouTube. I will not be sending everyone €1 every time I say the word Gutenberg, because I would go bankrupt at that point. Hi George, hi to Cyprus. But yeah, so the big thing, yesterday was really the big day. WordPress 5.0 dropped yesterday. You need to be very aware of this, y'all, because some sites have auto-updated to it. And if you're a Divi user, you're going to want to make sure you do it in a certain order in order to have it completely seamless. But regardless of the order that you do it in, absolutely nothing's going to break. So don't fear that if you do it in the wrong order or out of order than we suggest, that you're going to break, because it will absolutely not. But yeah, 5.0 was live, and I want to know what you guys think about it. Is this a good thing that happened? Is it bad? How prepped were you for this? Because I believe they finally gave a date for the launch maybe 3 days ago, and they launched it yesterday. I mean, we've had some perpetual release candidates coming out. We knew that we were getting closer, but all of a sudden I see that WordPress 5.0 was live. I didn't actually catch the date had been released yet, and I get onto Slack and I see one of our developers has posted a picture of WordPress 5.0 is available, please update now. And I'm just like, what? And so it is absolutely nuts. I see that Robert on YouTube is running 5.0 with no problems so far. I'm so glad to hear that. With such a major release, I'm so glad to hear that there are no problems just on the WordPress end of things, because I haven't updated yet because I haven't had time to look through my sites. So that's what this weekend is for me. So I'm really excited to see some of this stuff. I see on Facebook that Emma Easter is her first time tuning in. Hi, welcome to the show. So yeah, I mean, it is, like I said, 5.0 is an absolutely huge release. If you haven't been keeping up with what 5.0 entails, it is really huge, because it defines what WordPress is going to be for the next foreseeable future. I mean, we have a completely new editor. The old post editor and page editor that we knew, the tiny MCE, is no more. The WYSIWYG editor, as such, that one was no longer there, and we now have a blocks-based editor called Gutenberg that whenever you hit edit or add new on either a page or a post or a custom post type or anything like that, you will get the new Gutenberg editor. It's very similar, if you've not used it yet, it's very similar to Divi, so you won't have a whole lot of trouble just jumping in and knowing what blocks are, since you've used our modules and sections and things like that. But it is going to be different for you to get used to something that's completely different. If you don't want this, remember, if you don't want this, there is a plugin out there called the Classic Editor. It is on the repository. It's free. Download it, and everything will stay exactly the same as it is in 4.9 and before. You will not have Gutenberg. You will not have to worry about any compatibility issues with Divi, which there aren't any right now. We've released that. I'm going to talk about that in a few. But you won't have to worry about anything at all with the builders. You'll have the old editor as you want. So that's easy to fix. I've actually got it installed on my installations just as a fallback because I've actually been using Gutenberg and like it well enough. I see that we've got a few comments. I try to go back and forth for those of you who are new. I may get distracted by comments every now and then as I see them pop up and scroll along. So forgive me on that one. But like I said, I try to make this a very interactive kind of show. I see that Barb says first website got wiped out when you launched the new builder. And then you had issues with plugins or a JavaScript code module that some of it's resolved and some of it is still working on other issues. Oh man, what? I'm just curious on what the plugins were, because that's something that other people may need to be aware of if there are issues with the new builder. Because I know that for me, I'm lucky, knock on wood, that I have run into no issues with converting to the builder and having plugins break on my site whenever I activate Gutenberg. It's not to say it doesn't happen because it happened to you. I'm just really lucky on that. So I really love to know what those are. And I see that Uncle Social updated it. You did break when you updated WordPress and Divi. The Divi Builder won't load at all to edit the page. Uncle Social, which order did you do it? Because that's something I was going to get into in a few minutes. If you did not update Divi first, that's the issue. There's a compatibility issue on that that you may need to get it done that way. You need to do Divi first and then WordPress, just to make sure that the way that the builder applies some of the new code is in there to take in Gutenberg as it's installed. I see that Zane's using the latest Divi update, but not haven't updated 5.0. It's good. Dominic needed to know about the classic plugin. Don't freak out, Dominic. I understand. That's something that I don't think was messaged terribly well to the WordPress community as a whole. We had the banner when 4.9 first came out, like 4.9.8, I think, when it first came out. We had a one-time banner that once you clicked on anything in it, it went away and you never saw it again. And I don't think that the classic editor has been messaged terribly well. So remember that if you don't want this new experience right now, that you can install the classic editor, and it is going to be supported through 2022. That no matter what happens, you cannot deal with Gutenberg if you want to until 2022. So don't worry about, like, you're not going to lose it in a couple of months and you're not ready. You have 3 years until that one stops being an LTS project, a long-term support. So we have a plan for that and everything is good. I see Maxwell. Hi, I'm good. I'm fantastic this afternoon. How are you, Maxwell? And I see that WKI Media asked, can you update Divi and not update WordPress? Absolutely. You'll run into nothing if you do that. If you feel like you don't want 5.0 yet, don't worry about it. You're good. And you'll get the new Divi stuff for when you do. And you should have no problem with the Divi Builder as you see it now. It'll stay the same. But you do have an option to get the new Divi Builder experience that we have in the options, which I'll talk about in a few. I see Michael says that on Facebook that I've already upgraded to the latest Divi release, but not seeing the preview page and the edit page interface. Yes, you do need to enable that. That's in the settings. If you look at, that's what I was just talking about actually. If you see the link, it's the third one under news that says the new Divi Builder experience. That will be, there will be an option in your Divi options to be able to do that, and it shows you where that is in that post, because that is something we didn't want to overwhelm Ooh, we didn't want to overwhelm people with a new experience, like being pushed on them. So right now it is opt in to the new experience. So you can turn it on. The only way, as far as I know, that it is on automatically is if you have WordPress 5.0 on there. It may show up that way. Costly, I do not know about the WooCommerce Divi update. The reason being I don't know about that is that we've been working on this Divi Builder experience for a good long time, trying to get it ready for you guys. And now that it's out and we have a unified code base for the backend builder and the front end builder, they're both running on React now. That's going to let us push out a lot more updates way more quickly than we did supporting 2 different code bases to make sure that we have everything compatible absolutely with new features. So this one, we're hoping to get that. I hope that soon. I don't know an ETA on it. I haven't seen on it, but I would expect now that the Divi Builder is out, we can expect a lot more iterative design coming out with the updates that we've been looking at. I also see that social Bryvids, I'm gonna butcher that one, sorry. WordPress updated automatically, but had no issues so far that your fingers are crossed. My fingers are crossed for you too on that one. I'm lucky that SiteGround, that's where mine are personally hosted, that they turned off automatic updates for this, and so I'm really glad that didn't happen. I don't think anything would have happened. I mean, it's not, even though it's a major update, there aren't a lot of, I haven't heard of a lot of breakages. I think that unfortunately that Barb had one of the few that I have heard about. So I'm really hoping few people have that. But that said, just so that you guys know what's new in 5.0, rather than me going through it, line by line by line through the patch notes, WP Beginner has put together a really good feature and screenshot article. That's the second one under the news. That all it is showing you what Gutenberg is, how it works, and displays the new theme, which I'll also hope you guys get to know is there, because we have a 2019 theme now, and I know that you're using Divi and I know that you love it and it's fantastic, but you may have a client who wants to use Gutenberg for something and they want to use both the Divi Builder and it. 2019 is really good for that. 2019 is a very minimal block-based theme. It is designed for Gutenberg and block designers like this and block themes, block builders. So I think that you'll like it. It's pretty. I think they did a good job on making it sleek, and I'm going to dig in and hopefully get an overview of 2019 soon. I also am glad that it's out. I'm glad they did this because Matt Mullenweg at WordCamp US, during a State of the Word, said that there wasn't going to be a new theme this year, that when 5.0 dropped, that there wasn't going to be a 2018 or 2019 theme. And there is, and that's a good thing because of the new builder. And that's really where it came from, is with the new builder, we needed a new theme that we could absolutely guarantee compatibility and make sure that everything looked like it should, really. So I'm very happy about that. Y'all should let me know how you like it as well, because we're going to be seeing a lot of it soon. I see, Dave, I'm not laughing at you. Maxwell said that it's never been an issue with run over 890 divvies. That's crazy, man. That's awesome. Thank you. I see that Dave asked how long SiteGround is waiting. I do not. I saw a while back that they had delayed updating, but I haven't seen. I would assume through the beginning of the year for the auto updates is just my personal assumption, just to get people through the holidays. That would make sense. I was kind of hoping that would happen with 5.0 itself, but they needed to get it out before WordPress or WordCamp, I think, which I understand completely. When a conference is coming and you got a State of the Word, you want to get it out. And I see that Shanur asks, when will we launch the Divi header builder? That is something that's like the WooCommerce update. That's something that we're working on. We're working on the theme builder. That's where it's going to be included. If you go back, I don't have the link on the like ready with me right here, but if you go back on our blog and search for theme builder, I believe you'll find an article back from May of this year where we previewed what it's going to be, and that's where the header and footer customizer is going to be with it. As of right now, there is a, let me think where. It was this week that was published on our blog. Maybe it was last week. At Divi Life, there is a header plugin called Divi Mega Pro that's really good and very, very customizable. It's a good one to look at until we get our and probably even after, honestly, because I have no idea what ours is going to entail through the full theme builder. So it's got a lot of features in it I think you'll like. But yeah, I'm hoping soonish. Soon-ish is about the best that I can say because we've talked about it. We previewed it a while ago, and we really, one of the big things was getting this BFB, this new Divi Builder experience, out rather, so that you guys can use it, and we have the foundation of that to build on for the theme builder aspects. I see. Let's see. Sorry. I see, Maxwell. I doubt that we'll open an office in Santa Monica because most of our team is remote. That a lot of us are spread across the world. We have the main office with the folks in San Francisco, and I think that we have people working there, obviously, but most of us are around. I know that some of us are in Ohio and Texas. Some people are in San Diego. I know I'm in Alabama. We have tons of people in the Philippines and Russia and Italy and Belgium and just tons of places. England. It's just lots and lots of folks. So Santa Monica, I would not look for that. San Francisco is probably where we'll stay for a while, since most of us are far beyond the city limits of either. I see. Sorry. Luis, I am not sure about the Adobe animations and Animate, but that's something that if you throw it in our support forum and or to our live chat as a suggestion, those are things that the dev team takes a look at and looks at the suggestions and sees what people want. So add that in. And do you know if they'll add the ability to show parent-child relationships in the Divi post slider? I have not heard about that. That's one of the social privates that I do not know. Haven't heard about it, so I don't want to say no because I have no clue. And I don't know where Gwen, Alabama is, Maxwell. Let me know, because I'm in North Alabama. I'm in Florence, about 30 minutes from the Tennessee line, about dead center of Tennessee, so in Northwest Alabama. So yeah, cool. So gotten through there. Sorry, I got squeaky there. Like I said, now we've got the new Divi Builder experience, and if you click this, I talked about 5.0, talked about this a bit, but I want to let you guys know about this Divi Builder experience. I am super excited about this. If you don't know what this is, we have taken the back-end builder and we have kind of merged it with the front end. What it is giving you a block-based editor that you can edit in real time and has all of the features of the front-end builder, but on the back end, where, like I said, this is an opt-in, not an opt-out, so it's not going to show up if you don't want it. And Nick breaks that down in the blog post itself. It is incredibly good. This is something that I've been waiting on for a long time because I don't like the back-end builder, and I know that's blasphemy to some of you guys where it's like, kill the witch, but I don't like it. It's always been clunky and kind of hard to use for me, and I really liked the visual. I like the layout and the UI. And what we've done is put like the wireframe mode and visual preview in the back end of the WordPress admin panel, so that when you load it up where the backend builder used to be, you'll now see a wireframe that looks really similar to the backend, but runs so much faster, y'all. It runs so fast. If you have not given the front end builder a try in a long time, if that's not something you want, You can still work in blocks. You can still do everything that you did and more. That's the thing. You get so many more features now. Excuse me. The It's really, 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 really good. So you get so many more features, and that's one of the things that Nick talks about in this, because we've added so much through React and the front end that the back end just couldn't do because of JavaScript libraries. And so what we want is to give you things like dynamic content and hover options and things like that that you can now use from the WordPress backend. And when you see it, like I said, it's going to look like a grid. It's usually called wireframe mode when you're in the front end. So if you've ever used that, it'll look really familiar to you. But that's what it's going to default to when you load up. So you're not going to see a visual preview immediately. The visual builder itself is just fast. I mean, I don't even know how else to put it. Like, it's been upgraded and updated to the point where a lot of you have complained about the Divi spinner, that things aren't loading. There's a little bit of lag on you clicking on something and something happening and it loading in the animations. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with this one. This is a great update for speed as well. It's really, really great. And like we said, the classic builder is still available. You can still use it. Install the classic editor plugin. Whoa, sorry, my camera. I got excited and hit the table. The classic editor is still. The classic builder is still available. All you have to do is install the classic editor plugin. Nothing will change for you unless you want it to. Install that. You are good to go. Everything works like it did. Sorry, I see some comments. I get distracted. But I think you're going to like it a lot when you use this. So yeah, and this is part of our Gutenberg compatibility, where we don't want there to be any kind of really just roadblocks, I guess is the way to put it, speed bumps. We don't want anything to impede your ability to create. So having one unified builder for us lets us focus on the new Gutenberg builder as well and work on integrating how we can do it. So we're going to have those updates coming very soon too. And right now, you can check out the links in the description as well. It is the one directly under the new Divi Builder experience, showing the Gutenberg and Divi 3.18 compatibility and what all that means. If you have had Gutenberg and Divi installed at the same time already, part of it will look very familiar in the whether you want to use the Divi Builder or use the default editor. That hasn't changed any, so you can always go back and forth, and it's got in there where Nick is showing you how to use the classic editor plugin and write with it as opposed to Gutenberg or using Divi. And we needed to do this. We had to get this done because with the new Divi update for the builder and with Gutenberg coming out, the way that a lot of the page information and the styling is done and layout is held within meta boxes, and Gutenberg handles those slightly differently. So we needed to make sure that nothing broke on your end. So that's why we've been working really hard to get this done, and nothing has. Cross our fingers, knock on wood, everything that we can do, salt over whichever shoulder it needs, should be okay for the most part. If you have any issues with any of this, please contact our support. We have live chat support, and that is something that we're really pushing, that we don't want anybody to try to muddle through it and get frustrated, because we think we've worked on most of the stuff that we can find. If you have any issues with it, let us know so that we can fix that in an update and get you working as quickly as possible. But our, as they say in those TV infomercials, our operators are standing by. I see Michael Salem is with the new builder out. Can I shed any light on the Divi Developer API 2.0? No, the last I saw was the 3.1 update with the that we did with the new developer hooks and things like that. I haven't seen any more come since then. I know there are a couple of things coming down the pipeline soon. I'm not sure how directly related to the API they are, but there will be some developer-centric updates coming soon. Yes, that is as much as I can say, but it will be cool. I think you'll like those. Like I said, I cannot, I don't know how much they tie in with the API, but you're gonna be happy with that one. I see Nick's Amazing Hair compatible with Gutenberg, 100%. The new Divi Builder is fast. Greatest feature update in a while. And yeah, no more hover updates in the mobile first era, please. That's actually something I have later on down in the notes. If you look at the description of the video, there is a post that is things that you need to stop doing. So for mobile responsiveness, just page elements that you need to get rid of, and hover is one of them. You need to stop with hover. You need to stop with pop-ups. But we'll get to that. So I see Maxwell roll tide roll. I'm not a football fan, and so I never take sides, whether it's RTR or WDE. So Auburn and Alabama right here are they're butting heads all the time. And I grew up where it was Go Vols. I grew up in Tennessee, so move below the line. There's not an orange to be seen. Shanor says in Elementor we can add third-party features, but in Divi we can't insert the third-party function. Do you have to plan the same in Divi? What do you mean by that? Which kind of third-party features are you looking at? Like third-party plugin support, things like that for specific plugins? Let me know about that. And yeah, Nick kind of does look like Jesus. I gotta say, he's got a whole Jesus vibe going on, and Uncle Social wish ET had an updated list of third-party plugins that integrate with Divi. Well, that's a good one. I don't know of anywhere that does. If you do, let me know, because I don't know specifically which ones to say that we work with and you know have specific functionality for. Luis, I don't have a link for that. It is the support forums. It might be. Let me check and let me see. It's Elegant Themes / members area. I know that. Load that. Log in. I got to look and see this because I can never remember the forum. The forum link. Let's see, and then it's under help, and there is. If you go here, you will have a link to the documentation that we've got, the community forum that we have, as well as our tech support that you can contact immediately, which will also take you to our knowledge base, which I know that's not what you're looking for, but for somebody out there, you will get use out of that. I know I love our knowledge base; it's so good. But yeah, the that link will get you to directly where you need to go. Also, I want to remember, just thinking about the members area. Remember that we have the Cyber Monday deal going on. It's still 25% off. You have 13 days to take advantage of that to get it for $67 for 1 year, or something for 3 for a lifetime. I don't know why I said 3. But it's get a lifetime membership, and man, I cannot for the life of me. 187. Think about what, 67 or 187. It's going on for 13 days. You do not want to miss this biggest sale ever. And what reminded me about the members area was that you have exclusive layout packs that you get for the Cyber Monday deal, that if you are a member now or become one, you get access to, and they will not be around after this Cyber Monday deal. So check those out, download them, and there will be links in all of the Cyber Monday stuff. It's actually the first link in the description of this video. I see. Will Divi be the first AI style theme? I don't understand. I'm confused. And no, Luis, don't worry about your English. That will, as I will do everything I can to try to understand everything as much as I can. And if somebody else has to tell me, point something out, never apologize for that at all. I'm glad y'all bought it. I'm glad that there are a lot of people who have bought that. And if anyone is else having trouble with the UI for Mega Menu Pro, Oh, that's a good point since updating. I could see how that one might mess up, but with Gutenberg specifically, that would be interesting to know about. So yeah, there was also a link in here. Y'all know that I can't not link to Yoast. Y'all know I love Yoast. They did a Yoast SEO and WordPress 5.0 visual guide to show you what changed in Yoast, because things in Gutenberg look so different now. Because things are different now, but Yoast has a sidebar now. The meta boxes have moved, and so you need to know how to make sure that you've got green lights and all of your stuff is exactly what you need it to be to rank and search. And so there's a link that I've put through to Yoast, really talking about it. It's a little strange for me to use, where it's no different. Like, the functionality is no different. It's a little strange for me to use because whenever I have Yoast on, they've got the sidebar where the meta boxes are, and it's very tiny. Like, you know, they're narrow. It's sidebar stuff, and I'm so used to having them be like the entire width of the editor that I'm using. So it's very hard. It's like, where is that? It looks so different that it's just different to me, where I'm having to get used to it specifically because of the sidebar stuff. But it does show you how to get through their structured data, all of that. It's a good article. Let's see some comments. I missed the Black Friday bonuses for Lifetime. Should I wait until next year? Suck it up and get it now. Will it be more expensive next year? I'm not involved in any of those decisions, so I don't know. But the Cyber Monday layouts, I believe, I think they're the same as the Black Friday layouts. Not 100% on that, but I think so. In terms of it being more expensive next year, it will be not 25% off, and we will not do a 25% off sale until at least next Black Friday. If there is another sale between now and then, it won't be this big. So I would suggest getting it now solely because of the discount. Yeah, like the comments there. It's such a good deal. Honestly, I would say get it because it's the biggest one we do. As far as I know, Divi's not going up in price in the next year, so you won't want to miss it right now. Being 25% off, $187 is by far the best price on a lifetime membership that I've ever seen. Even in our summer sale that we had done this year, it wasn't that much. I want to say it was 15%, maybe 20. So 25% is absolute biggest. And yeah, yep. Dave asked, I downloaded the Cyber Monday layouts to my PC. I don't have to update my library by a certain date, do I? No. Once you download those are yours. As when you have the JSON files, you can upload those anywhere you want. We just didn't put them in the Divi Builder, the Divi library that's built in. But no, you can put those in any library. If you want to save those JSON files, put them on Google Drive, download them in 35 years, and then upload them to Divi, 75.3. Go right ahead. You'll be able to do that. But yeah, you're good to go on those once you download those. Which is why we want to push doing that, is that we want you guys to download them, put them in a safe place so that you can use them whenever you want. So yeah, the Yoast thing, and then like I said before, WordCamp US is going on this weekend. In fact, it's going on right now. In Nashville, Tennessee, about 2.5 hours north of me. It is, and that's actually north. North of me, we are WordCamp US. Everybody, the Divi Nation is getting together. Pretty much everyone who is anyone except for us is there, except for me. I shouldn't say us, and us as in the Divi Nation here watching here. WordCamp US is just awesome, y'all. I don't even know how else to put it. It's so much fun. And if you're not there, if you're not able to make it to Nashville and go to a honky tonk and eat some Nashville hot chicken, go to Quarters, the game arcade, whatever it is that you want, whatever you can't do, you can still get a live stream of all the sessions. And that's really where, outside of the networking and friendship, that's really where the great stuff for WordCamp is these magnificent panels of just WordPress professionals and and just fantastic creators, developers, so much good stuff is being presented, and they're live streaming all of it. And it's all free, but you do have to get a live stream ticket. So if you go to the link, it's the last one in the news section. It's 2018.us.wordcamp.org/tickets, which is why I say just click the link. You can sign up for the free live stream and watch any of these whenever you want. They're really, really good presentations. The national WordCamps are always as high quality as they can possibly get them. I mean, all WordCamps are, but the national WordCamps pull from, the national and international communities. So they're huge, and these are great. And included in that ticket is Matt Mullenweg's State of the Word address, which happens tomorrow night. I think it's at 6:30, but I'm not 100%. So it is free to watch through, but you have to have the live stream ticket to get it. It was well worth sitting through last year. I loved being in the room when all of that was going on, and it was great. I'm not able to make it there this year, and that's okay because I've got the live stream ticket, and so I can watch it, and I know exactly what is going to be going on. And the State of the Word is a really cool one to watch. Sign up for that alone if you have to, but I think you'll get more out of the content out of all of the different sessions of the content there than you think, because they're just wonderful, wonderful sessions. But the State of the Word basically goes over what happened this year and then what WordPress is aiming to do in the coming year. So as the year moves on in 2019, I kind of want to know what's going on, because we hit the Gutenberg milestone. We got 5.0 out. I don't know what's going on next year, you guys. I know that they're aiming at it being a theme builder, but is that 2019? Is that some other time? I don't know. So I want to know. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. So I think you guys should too. But I wanted to let you guys know about that. If you didn't get a ticket already, do that. And it works internationally as far as I know. You don't have to be a U.S. resident to watch the live streams. Got some comments while I was going on about how awesome WordCamp US was. Been with you guys since the very early days and love what you guys are doing. I love you too, Social Privates. Yep, the Divi 75.3 release was confirmed, but it is also completely tentative. And I'm retiring. I'm hoping I'm retiring way before that too. I'll be 70 when that happens, and I'm really hoping that I'm able to chill a little bit. And then you're never going to be able to attract people to America by focusing on the food. It's probably the only place in the world with food worse than the UK. I will say, okay, so I'm not the biggest fan overall of American food. Like, I love it. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I love certain things. And being from the American South, we have some really good, buttery, fatty food. I like that. It is just delicious. And I usually don't want to eat just traditional American food a lot. I do like international food. Like Ethiopian is my favorite food ever. Like, if you have a chance to eat injera and traditional Ethiopian food, it's so good. But I love Nashville hot chicken. Like, it's deep fried chicken with like ridiculous amounts of paprika and particular hot sauce mixture that they do, and it's so good. And even if it's not deep fried, like my wife and I do baked Nashville hot chicken. Oh, it's just so good stuff. You get some pickles and like bread and like really good sauce on it. It's good stuff, y'all. But yeah, American food in general is entirely too sweet. Even though I say that and I'm going to the movie tonight, I'm probably getting a box of candy and an icy. Because why not? It's Christmas time. But yeah, American food is kind of disgusting when you think about it. So you don't think about it, you just eat it. But yeah, so yeah. Mac was telling me about English food while we were on our retreat this year, and it was funny. He was so excited to get meat in Spain. Like, it was great to see how excited he was. He said you couldn't get great food. And I've always heard about the UK having bad food. Never really experienced much of it myself, so it'll be interesting whenever I travel there to see. The closest I've gotten is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in England, because that's what they serve there. And yes, I know that it's not the same. But yeah. So anyway, we've talked about the news a lot. This is probably the biggest news week that we've had in WordPress since I've been doing this stream. Like, we've had some big stuff. We've had some really cool stuff, but not WordPress 5.0 Gutenberg. This is huge. So if you are a Divi user, if you are a WordPress user, you need to click on some of these links and figure out exactly what your game plan is going to be to move forward. Even if that game plan is just installing the classic editor plugin to keep things as they are right now, that's something that we all need to do. I think I have some sites I should probably do that too right now. Well, not right now, but it's going to be the soon, this weekend soon. So that said, please click on those and make sure that everything is taken care of for you and your clients that way. I see some more comments before I move into the tutorials. I see, why don't the CSS settings for modules include the abilities for responsive design? Everything else does. That's a really good question, Video. That is a Video Superhero. That is an incredibly good question that I have honestly not ever thought about. You're right, because all of these sliders and all of the other stuff has those. Huh. I don't know. Please suggest that. Please toss that into the forums or at a live chat, because that's a really, really good idea. Man. Yeah, never thought about it. Good point. WKI Media, an error occurred while updating Divi. The package could not be in bad format, unable to find the end of central. Ooh, I've not seen that particular error before. The only thing that I've ever had happen with an error like that for updating was, did you happen to accidentally click the button twice? And I know I say that and it sounds kind of weird. That's the only thing I've ever had mess up, because it started and then I started it again and things couldn't move forward. I had to end up just deleting the theme files by FTP and uploading them again that way. If nothing else with that, if you can't get that to work, if it won't update, by clearing your cache, the first thing I would do is clear your browser cache and your page cache, and then try to update again. If it doesn't do it, then my suggestion would be to download the Divi theme files from the website, from your members area in Divi, and make sure you have a child theme with everything running, and then replace those. Because, I mean, it's the same thing as updating. It will just be replacing the files that are in your Divi theme folders with the 3.18 files that are there. But you can manually download those if you want. That's what I would suggest. I don't know if that doesn't work. Support. Absolutely the support. This is specifically the kind of stuff that the live support can get. Also, we have a knowledge base in the link that I shared earlier under elegantthemes.com/members/area/help, and there's a knowledge base there that you can search through and see if that error came up in anything there. Social Bribe is freezing in Canada, and Southern Chicken sounds pretty good. Yep, come on. Come to dinner. That'll be great. I don't have any Nashville hot chicken right now, but I'll get some. I know a guy. See, larger... Do I have a larger voice? I don't honestly know. A lot of times, we take the community so seriously, and we put such a focus and impetus on y'all that I don't doubt that you have a bigger voice than I do on stuff like that. But, like, people keep on requesting this, and it's not like, BJ won't shut up again. He keeps wanting this. But for real, that's something that I'll look into and see if there's an issue open on GitHub for it. That's because that's a really good idea, though. That's something I really had not thought about. Good, George. You're right. Awesome. The FTP re-upload worked for that. So good. Yay. That makes me happy. And yes, this is my happy clap. So yes. So we've got about 15 minutes left. So please keep talking. Please keep commenting. And I love having these discussions with you guys. As you do, I'm going to move forward through the tutorials and resources. Just kind of give a broad overview of the stuff that I found this week, because so much of it was involved with Gutenberg. So much of the stuff was, hey, this is what you need for WordPress 5.0. This is what you need to know. So many updates and how-tos that way. But the first thing under the tutorials was one that TorqueMag did, and okay. So y'all know that I'm a very simple person. It's like simple in the I'm easy to please. Like you do put something shiny on something, I'm like, oh, that is so cool, it's shiny. 5 ways to give your blog a temporary holiday theme is right up my alley. And the thing is, I don't like websites that tend to like redo entire themes whenever it's a new holiday because I can't find stuff. I don't want the theme to change. I want to have some embellishments. And that's what they go through in here, is showing some of the just small micro interactions, small just mini changes that you can make to enhance your site and make it look more Christmassy and holiday-y, really festive more than anything else, where they have decorative balls and holly and ivy, things like that. They have some stuff on there, like just to have the snow coming down in front. I know Jetpack does that sometimes, where they have an embellishment Christmas ball on branch plugin where it just does the adds animated Christmas detail in the blog's header in the corner. There's one called Christmas Panda that they link to. It's a Christmas panda in the corner of your site. I mean, I don't know how much cooler you can get than a Christmas panda. So, like, it's got snowfall, it's got decorations like that. Christmas Panda's cool. But that's what that's all that article is. It's cool little stuff that you can add and easily take off of your blog. That's not going to be a whole redesign. You're not going to have to do entirely new graphics and get your design team to do a whole bunch of stuff. It's just making some things easy and have some holly and ivy across the top of your blog. So, like I was mentioning earlier, I think it was Uncle Social who had mentioned it, but there is a Smashing Magazine article, and y'all know Smashing Magazine does fantastic work. They have an elements to ditch or repurpose on mobile, and it's almost 2019. We need to make sure that we have the best mobile experience that we can for our users. And you can go to websites today on a mobile phone and you just get a desktop site. The text is really, really tiny. Like Genie says in Aladdin, like, itty bitty living space. It's the screen is the itty bitty living space and the text is even smaller. So y'all need to do stuff. I need to do stuff. So it's like the things that they talk about are the sidebars. Let's just stop it. Like, sidebars don't get seen on mobile most of the time. We get most of our visits on mobile. The majority of sites get visitors on mobile. If you get mostly on desktop, then sidebars are fine. If you, let me think, I'm scrolling down a little bit more. Modal pop-ups, they're annoying. You don't want hover effects because you can't exactly hover on a phone. They talk about, let me see, go down here even further. The content of the page itself, and they talk about how you can't see some content, and how your like store pages will sometimes not be able to find the same information on there on mobile. That needs to stop. Like they talk about a bunch of stuff like that. It's good. It's really good. Sorry, I saw stuff. Follow-up request in the page settings, be able on a per page setting for an area to add code, JavaScript to header footer. Right now you can do it on site-wide settings. Sometimes I don't want to insert JavaScript site-wide and code blocks. Can't reach the head and are sloppy and hard to find. I was thinking that there was a way to do that, but you're right, there's not. The way that I've always done it is with code blocks and code modules on a page-to-page header. That would be a good idea. That's, again, always thinking. Like, really, I've always just used the code modules to throw in single-page scripts that I've needed for one way or another. And if they're site-wide, I just do it in the Divi options. But, yeah, we don't have a site, a single page. I'm trying to think. Unless... I'm trying to think if in your opening section, if you do a header section, if you can get it in there But I don't think that would still put it in the body, wouldn't it? If you do in the first section in the code. Yeah. Yeah, good idea. Sorry, that one really got me thinking on how everything was put together. Any ways to reduce the Divi CSS file size so I can get better rank on Google Page Insights? WP Rocket is a great one. Make sure that make sure that you have your man, I can't think of it. The minify Divi JS and CSS in the Divi options enabled. They should be enabled by default, but one of the things that we have on there is the ability to minify them, and that's a really good way to do that. And yeah, VO Superhero's right. WP Rocket's great. The caching plugins like that work really well. And with the Divi CSS file size, one thing that I found out the hard way because my sites just were not loading well is I had a lot of on-page CSS that I had applied to multiple different modules and had it show up in the modules themselves on load as opposed to putting them in the style sheet. If you do any of that, that really does add to the weight of the page a lot, even though it gets minified. So check on and make sure that you're not repeating the code that you could be doing, because I didn't realize I was doing it as much as I was. But yeah, WP Rocket and different things like that. And make sure that you minify. Make sure that you check in the Divi theme options. I think it's just under General when you get there. Divi General, and then scroll down. I think it's minify CSS and minify JavaScript. Make sure that those are enabled. Yeah. So let's see. I liked the using innocent roles to hide admin users, where you can give different user roles the admin privileges, such as you can have someone be an archivist, let's say, or maybe even just user, and you give that particular user or member or editor or whatever all of the admin responsibilities. That way, if someone gets hacked, take them away from your admin. It's really neat. It's a good idea on their part. I liked that Securi did that, and when it comes from Securi, you know that it works. 15 tips for using the Google Search Console effectively to grow website traffic. If you're not using the Google Search Console, please do. You will not find a better tool to know exactly what's going on your website at any given time than the Google Search Console. You can see so many insights on there. Check WP Beginner's link for that, and it's good. If you don't use it, use it. Flywheel has a really interesting article on the benefits of creating a one-page site and how to do it, because one-page sites aren't always the best, but they go through why it might be the option. And then the last tutorial was how to use RSS in WordPress. RSS, very, very old technology, really simple syndication, but there are still things that you can use it for in WordPress outside of it bringing in podcast feeds. To be fair, Uncle Social, Google Webmaster Tools, I think, changed over officially last year, maybe, or it might have even been this year. So it's like, you're a year old? So, but no, it's, I do too. I still call it Webmaster Tools a lot, and people are like, don't you mean Search Console? I'm like, yes, that's what I mean. But yeah, I liked Webmaster Tools better, but I think it's because the term Webmaster is going out that's very 1997. To use. So looking at comments here, move forward. I got just a few minutes, so I want to show you under the resources. I always like roundups. I like the first resource is 19 holiday gifts for bloggers, designers, and developers. And one of the things that is on here is a Roomba. And y'all, when I saw this, I'm like, click, paste. This is something that if you work from home, it will save you so much time. It has a Roomba on there. Get Roomba on sale, like a robot, a cleaning house, like sweeper robot. It is worth the investment. I did not think it would be as great as it is. It's the best Christmas present my wife and I ever bought ourselves. It's great. And also has stuff like headphones, different things like ring lights for streamers, stuff like that. It's really cool. I love holiday gift guides. I don't know why. This is one of the list posts. I'm like, ooh, I wonder what I can get, because I like stuff. The Smashing has a what can be learned from the Gutenberg accessibility situation. If you remember a few weeks back, the Gutenberg team kind of had some kerfluffles because of accessibility, and team leads left. So what can we all learn from that? Smashing has a good write-up on it. WooCommerce also has a PDF that you can download in the link under resources for making sure that you get all of your holiday items shipped out on time. Thank you, WooCommerce, for that. That is magnificent, because I sell stuff on eBay and I want to make sure I know that stuff's going to get there to people for Christmas, and this is a great thing to know on what the shipping schedules tend to be for like the USPS. So grab that. And then this goes into what what Nawan was talking about a few minutes ago, and some of y'all else. Gino Quiraz, still can't pronounce his name, y'all. Somebody's gonna have to tell me one day because I've never actually heard it spoken. Should I use the built-in Divi Builder settings or custom CSS? He goes through the benefits of both, so please check this out. Gino is great. He does fantastic work, and he's a major member of the Divi Nation, and he really tells you when it would be a good idea to use both and why you should be using both and not just one or the other. So yeah, really good stuff. There is Matt Mullenweg in an interview on Gutenberg and the future of WordPress. It is a prelude really to what the state of the word is, and he talks about really, Gutenberg just got released, so he posted that up. And then finally, y'all know that I've talked to you a lot about storytelling as being a major part of marketing, that you guys need to focus in on narrative marketing so that you can draw in and really bring your users in and make them feel a connection with your brand, and that's how you get people to buy these days a lot, by making them feel as though they're a part of a community. And I mean, I'm big on this. Elegant Themes as a company is big on this because we want to tell our story. We want to tell your story. If you look at our blog, we have a lot of community stories out there showing just how wonderful you are. And Torque Mag breaks down, and it's Nick Schaeferhoff. He used to do a lot of writing for our blog, so it's great. Telling about content marketing through storytelling, and really outlines the best ways to do it. It's great, and I'm going to leave you with that one today so that you can scroll all the way to the bottom of the post, all the way to the description of this video, and click on that one, and hopefully you'll click on a few others on the way, because if you don't click on these and give those content creators some love, I mean, without them, we couldn't do this. We couldn't talk every Friday, so you got to love them too. I also see a lot of comments before I head out. The poopocalypse went viral a few years ago when a Roomba smeared dog poo all over someone's house. That's specifically why my wife and I don't have it on a schedule, because it has caught cat poo one time, and I caught it after it went like that far, and before it smeared everything around. But yeah, we don't have it on a schedule just in case, because we saw that video. And yeah, video, you're right, above the fold in the header. Yeah, that's great. I see Social Bryvids is still thinking about chicken. I'll tell you what, just Google Nashville hot chicken and find a recipe for it. It's really good. If you do it traditionally with deep fried and paprika and the Nashville hot seasonings, and you can find like spice mixtures for it and what goes in there, you'll enjoy it. You will feel very heavy afterwards because it's a very heavy meal, but the spicier you make it, the better. It's like, and I see Social Bryvids there. Storytelling is key. I'm talking about this in my animations and videos. Pixar in a box. I'm going to do that on top of being awesome about things that I like. About things I'm talking about here. It's like, I just love Pixar. So I'm going to do that. Well, you guys, it's after time. I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin if I don't in the stream. So if you guys would mind, click the bell on YouTube and tell Facebook that you want to get notifications from Elegant Themes that whenever we go live, because we go live multiple times every week, so you don't want to miss any of those. Also, please subscribe. You know, typical YouTube stuff. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to us. And on Facebook, the same thing. Like our page. But really, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all of you new folks who have tuned in. I hope everything was as magnificent as we could have made it. And thank you for regular viewers for tuning in and always being so wonderful and talking in the comments, everybody. And I want to let you guys know that Mac will not be streaming on Monday. We don't have a live stream on Monday morning this time, but Jason is going to be handling the live stream at 3 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, and he my goodness, he will be handling the how Divi works with Gutenberg. That will be his live stream at 3 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and YouTube here. So check and make sure that you have the notifications set up on that because you want to know that. Honestly, I mean, we have the blog post. You can ask anything. You can tinker and do everything yourself. But on Tuesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have Jason online showing you how it works, answering questions and all of that. So make note of that, subscribe, get notifications, all of that. So makes me really happy. I see, enjoy the stream, always makes my Friday. I'll see you next week, everybody. Appreciate that. And everybody have a magnificent weekend, and I will see you next Friday or in one of the other streams. Who knows? Bye, guys.